Welcome to Linus Tech Tips. We've got something pretty cool here today. This is the Samsung DA-E750 Wireless Audio with dock. So it's not necessarily a wireless audio dock because it's a wireless audio device that also happens to have a dock. It is compatible with Apple AirPlay as well as Bluetooth for Android devices. So you can even use Samsung's All-Share technology in order to play whatever music you want, and with a custom Samsung app, it can even remember things like where you were in your last song before you got a call and resume right where you left off. So let's start with what they have to say for themselves on the outside of the box. This includes, yes, a tube amp. A vacuum tube amp is built in. So it's not cheap. It's about $700. So it better deliver, a pretty decent amplifier and some pretty decent speakers for that price. But I think Samsung feels they've really hit the nail on the head as far as that's concerned. Compatible with all your iOS devices. There's your AirPlay logo, you got your Bluetooth. It is also, of course, fully networking capable, so it is Wi-Fi ready, and you can also plug in Ethernet to get it connected to your network as well. Plays Windows Media. Okay, I didn't see anything about that on any of Samsung's documentation, but there you go. It has a built-in subwoofer. It is dual docking, so it's compatible with Samsung Galaxy S2, Galaxy S3, Galaxy Note, as well as iPhone and, iPhone. iPod, I suppose, would also work. Moving right along, wireless streaming in high quality. So yeah, it uses an aptX codec in order to enable the stream to be higher quality. And this is pretty much all the same stuff. And okay. And that's pretty much it. So let's open it up, because one of the big things about this device is that it is absolutely beautiful. Is it necessarily the best audio quality you can buy for $700? No, and that's fine, because the best audio you can buy for $700 is usually some kind of like weird looking thing that sounds really great, and it's like this niche brand that doesn't seem to understand that you have to actually put the thing in your living room where people will see it. Samsung, it kind of gets that on account of they make like TVs, which are pretty much the centerpiece of the modern living room. Whether you sort of like that or not. And I would love to be able to get this out of here. Oh my goodness, it's really heavy. Okay, whoa. Give me a sec, guys. I'm gonna make you guys sit through the accessories before we actually take the sleeve off it, because I'm really excited to see how the unit looks. Now, I've heard talk of the finish on it, but I haven't seen it in person yet. Here we've got one of those filters for your power cable. We've got the remote. The remote, which actually looks surprisingly like a small iPod Touch, except with a brown back. The remote's kind of cheeseball, but the reality of it is this is designed to be controlled by your tablet or your smartphone 99% of the time. So I wouldn't worry too much about the remote. In fact, I can't think of a good reason why you'd even dock a device to it, unless it's just an iPod Touch that you have for the sole purpose of keeping it docked to your iPod dock, and you want it to continue to charge. That's the only reason I would do it. Other than that, I'd just be using AirPlay, or I'd be using Bluetooth, or I'd be using All-Share, or some other wireless device. It comes with an auxiliary jack and comes with an auxiliary cable, in case you want one of those. Power cable and Ethernet cable, because you do want this to be connected to your home network. And let's go ahead and unveil this cherry wood finished living room centerpiece. Aw, yeah. There we go. That's what I'm talking about. Check this out. So let's do a quick overview of the outside of the, yeah, you know what? Cameraman's gone in here. Actually, oh yes, we have a special guest for today's unboxing. The legendary NCIX cameraman is back. It's not slick today. So yeah, there you go. So let's start with the speakers at the front. So there you've got your mid speakers, your tweeters, and a subwoofer built right into the bottom. So that means that you've got all the ranges covered with dedicated speakers. Most docks aren't doing that. Most docks cost less than $700, but if you're gonna get a premium one, you might as well get one that's got the actual means to deliver all the different ranges of sound that you want. There are your vacuum tubes. So most amplifiers these days are done with op amps. They are amplified Most amplifiers these days are digital. They are not using analog amplification. So if you have a high quality amp built into a device such as this one, what you're going to want to do is stream the audio or transmit the audio to it, however you do it, at the lowest possible volume. You want to rely on your iPhone as little as possible to amplify the sound, and rely on this tube amp in order to do it for you. So at the front, yeah, there's not much there other than 4 speakers and a Samsung logo. At the top you got this. You've also got controls on the top. So you've got your play, volume up, volume down, as well as the F button, whatever that does. That's the like angry button. F. There we go. Well, don't worry, we'll figure out what that does at some point and we'll update you. So there's the porting for the subwoofer right there. Here we've got the dual docking capable dock, so I can throw an iPhone on there, or if I had a USB device such as a Galaxy S2, S3, or a Samsung Note, Galaxy Note rather, I could put it on there as well. Nice. All your connectivity is back here. So there's your Ethernet, USB, WPS setup. I'm going to go ahead and remove the sticker on here that's making it look kind of brutal. Aha, there we go. That's more like it. Auxiliary in, only for service. Wow, that's very clearly labeled. And your power. So, this is brilliant. Cameraman wasn't sure why it had a USB port on the back, and now it's become obvious to me. If you don't have an iPhone and you don't have a Galaxy device, you can plug in your USB here, plug your auxiliary in here, and you can run any device off of it for as long as you want. You just kind of hide it sort of, under here or something, and nobody ever has to see it. So it can remain, just looking like this and not have anything wrecking the look of it. So if you want to check this thing out, actually, you can go to the NCIX Aberdeen store and hear it in person. And I think that pretty much covers what I want to see. You know what? I'll be back with a couple more details. So we got Cameraman's iPhone docked on there now. There's a couple more things I did want to cover. So the speakers are using glass fiber construction with a phase plug design. Also, you can play music directly off a USB stick, which is kind of cool. And one of the other things I did want to say is you can connect using Bluetooth more than one device at a time. So you can actually, rather than having to manage a bunch of different docks on a bunch of different devices that are just for that dock, you can actually connect things however you want, whenever you want. And I think that's kind of cool. Now, Cameraman and I weren't particularly enthralled with the sound. I mean, tube amps do have a bit of a warm sound, and it's not to everyone's tastes, and the lack of an equalizer built into the device, it might be a bit of a challenge for some users. However, if you know you like the tube amp sound, and you do want something that is an absolutely beautiful looking device dock, then I guess you could do a whole lot worse than the DA-E750. Thank you for checking out this unboxing and first look on Linus Tech Tips, and don't forget to subscribe. And Cameraman figured out what the F stands for. F is for function. It's on the remote as well. See? F for function. So that actually changes the input. So here I can change it back to the iPhone. And I could potentially play music again. There we go.